Good morning, this is Paul Petrov, and you are listening to episode number 18 of the morning show for managers. The topic for this morning is who is doing what by when. Just for one day, try to finish each team meeting with the following question: who is doing what by when, instead of have a nice day. At first, this may increase the duration of your meetings by 5, 10, 15 minutes, but over time, it will shorten them and will increase their effectiveness. One of the most common cold spots, and cold spot is a time-consuming activity with low added value. One of the most common cold spots in management are the ineffective meetings. The ones that are carried out with inertia. They involve too many people and they have too vague goals. For example, is the meeting about getting ideas? Is it about making a final decision? Is it for presenting a new project? It's not clear. Since the goal of the meeting is not mentioned in the beginning, people act impulsively and offer solutions when the decision has already been made, or participants are asked to decide based on snippets of information from the meeting without preparing in advance. One of the worst cases, and this is a very real life example, the meetings turned into an arena for pointing fingers and blowing off steam for 2-3 hours without a break. Now, at one point the work day was almost over and someone trapped the managers in ineffective meetings that only contributed to the increase in their current unfinished business and unanswered emails. If the average duration of an unproductive meeting is about 1 hour, and at the end of the meeting you say that someone has wasted your time, it means only one thing. And this is that you wasted your time. No one can waste your time. You may say that someone wasted 5 minutes at the beginning of the ineffective 1 hour meeting, but you wasted the remaining 55 minutes. Not someone else. Not your manager, not the unprepared organizer of the meeting. You have wasted 55 precious minutes of your life simply because you have given priority to the unproductive meeting instead of the actual work that is waiting for you. But sometimes you are ready for someone else to waste your time just because you are using this time to switch off while you are still in the meeting. If you want to use your time at work and not become part of the mass calendar slavery, then you take part in meetings over 5 minutes only if these meetings are meaningful and productive. Otherwise, you will never have enough enough time. It will not be physically possible for you to take part in back-to-back meetings all day long. What is the solution for productive meetings? 2 things. But before giving you the things, let's try to figure out on your own what is important, or what is it that you have to change or ensure that you have productive meetings. What is it? Think about it. Maybe it's also a good idea to answer to get the answers from your team, not to give them the answers that you have to change this and that. Ask a question to your team members. What do we need to change in order to have more productive meetings? I'll give you 2 things. Number 1, so what is the solution for having more productive meetings? Number 1, the highest possible simplification of the agenda. So this is in the very start. Highest possible simplification of the agenda. what do we get together for? And number 2, clarity in the end of the meeting about this. Who is doing what by when? So the two things are in the beginning and in the end of the meeting. Get highest possible simplification of the agenda. Don't go for 10 things to solve 10 things at once. 1 to 3 things optimal. And finally, when you ask the questions who is doing what by when, don't go to the to-do lists of the people. No, what is only the most important thing that they are going to do. Otherwise you will turn the meeting again into a wasting of time. Now, if it is clear what needs to be done, but it is not clear who will do it, the action will most likely be swallowed by the black hole of collective irresponsibility. If it is clear who and what needs to be done, but no deadline has been set, it will not happen. Let's be honest, it's not going to happen. If something is nice to have, something is nice to be done, but there is no owner, it just plain not going to happen, as simple as this. So I invite you to close your today's meeting, depending on hopefully you're listening the podcast in the morning. So I invite you to close the meetings that you have today, not with have a nice day, but who is doing what by when. Gain clarity about who is doing what by when. And of course, after this, have a nice day. And saying this, I wish you to have a nice day, and until the next time.